Okay, welcome back to another Wednesday with Arnon. This is Words of Wisdom Wednesday. So looking forward to spend time with you guys today. We've got a really cool topic, really cool subject. I always debate every week, what subject should we discuss, should we talk about? Because at the end of the day, I want to share with you guys something that I feel that will add value to you, but will also answer some of the questions that so many of you send me. And by the way, for all of you sending me questions on Instagram, on Facebook, I really appreciate it, right? So just keep those messages coming. Obviously, I want to support all of you. I want every single one of you to succeed in your own way, in your own shape, in your own form. So Mr. Barabash is in the house. Michael, good to see you. Yes, wow, long time since Canada. But looking forward to the session as always. We've got Facebook in the house. We've got Instagram in the house. So let's dive right in. So today's session is, are you a real business owner? Are you a real business owner? And that's always a question, when I'm teaching, when I'm in a room with entrepreneurs and business owners, wherever I'm teaching, wherever I'm talking, I like to ask the question, how many of you own a business, right? And I put my hand up, and then you can see all these hands going up, right? But then as I start to teach, as I start to train, as I start to work through some very simple but very important questions, most people start to realize that they're actually not business owners. They don't actually own a business. It's more like the business owns them, okay? So this session's about, are you a real business owner, right? And four must-dos, 4 things you must do to become one, to become a real business owner. So let's dive right in. I'm excited about the session. As you all can see, I'm upbeat, I'm in good energy, and let's go for it. So first thing I want to make a distinction about is to understand that there is a difference between being a business owner and being a business operator. And they're 2 different things, okay? And I actually talk about this in my book. And so what a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs think, they think that they are a business owner, but in fact, they're not owners, they are operators. Now, I'm not here to say that that's good, bad, right, or wrong. I'm not here for that. All I'm saying is you've got to be conscious and you've got to be aware of how you are playing the business game, okay? And there's different ways to play the business game. We're not going to talk about that here and now, but the distinction I want to make, and I want to help every single one of you tuning in and watching this, is I want you to make the distinction. First of all, are you a business owner or are you a business operator? Now, let me ask you a couple of questions before I move on to my 4 things that you must do if you want to be a real business owner. So, very important. Here are a few questions. First of all, ask yourself in your business, who does the marketing? Who does the selling? Who does the delivery of your product or your service? Right? The fulfillment. Okay? Who does the back end? Who does the invoicing, the following up, making sure the money's received, money's paid, invoices go out, contracts are signed? Who's in charge of that? Who's in charge of customer relations? Right? These are all very important parts of the business. Who's in charge of R&D or innovation in the business, right? If you said yes to any of those areas or more than one of those areas, it is most likely that you are actually at this moment more of an operator than you are an owner, okay? And so what's really important to understand is, again, it's not good or bad or right or wrong. It's just to understand that if you really want to build a successful business, I would recommend you explore how to go from business operator to business owner. Now, I'm going to share with you 4 distinctions, and there's a lot more, but I'm going to share with you 4 key things that I want every single one of you watching this video, listening to me right now, 4 things I want you to have awareness around, right? Because the first step or the first key to change is awareness. So I want you guys to have awareness around this, okay? So if we're going to go from business operator to business owner, 4 must-dos, 4 things you must do. Number 1 is you have to come to the realization that you, as the business owner, as the business leader, right? Or as the business operator, that you are potentially the business's biggest blessing, but you are potentially also the biggest curse in the business. And that's sometimes a hard pill for people to swallow, because as much as you have your superpowers and your gifts and your talents, and you've probably built the business up from nothing, right? From an idea, from concept to actually adding value to the marketplace. If you want to take the business to 1 million, 10 million, 100 million, which is kind of the place I play in, you have to understand that you have to remove yourself from the business in some way, in some shape, in some form. Now, don't get me wrong. If you love marketing, then do the marketing. If you love the delivering, if you love the fulfillment side of the business, do that. Do whatever makes your heart sing. But what I'm talking about is having the choice, having the option, okay? And unfortunately, a lot of business owners, operators, don't have the choice. In fact, I also like to call on business owners when I'm at my events, and I ask them, do you think your business would pass the revolver test? The revolver test. What is the revolver test? It's if I take a gun to your head and I, boom, God forbid, but if you weren't here, what would happen to your business over time? Over a week, over a month, over 3 months, over 6 months, over 12 months? Would the business thrive because you're not there? Or would the business take a nosedive because you're not there? And that's an important question to answer, because, like I said, the first key, the 4 things you must do, but the first one out of the 4 is you've got to understand that you might be your business's greatest blessing, but you might also be your business's greatest curse. And a lot of times, and what that means is that a lot of times I see business owners that they're in their own way. They have to get out of their way so the business can grow. And let me give you a real example. So a lot of business owners struggle with the idea that somebody can do it better, or someone can do it quicker, or someone can even do it. Okay? And on the flip side, a lot of business owners have the mindset that, oh, only I can do it perfect, or only I can get it right. That kind of thinking, that kind of mindset is a very debilitating way of thinking, because actually what you are creating is you're creating a self-imposed prison that is forcing you to be in the business forever. And so remember, the reason why you would want to start a business is because ultimately you want more freedom. You want more choices. And by coming with that mindset, it's limiting you to that freedom, right? Because only you can do it. Nobody else can do it better. If you want it, you've heard the saying, if you want it done right, do it yourself. That's a terrible way to think, okay? So here are the 4 must-dos. Number 1, you've got to realize that you might be the business's greatest blessing, but also the business's greatest curse. In other words, sometimes you just got to get out of your own way. You've got to learn to have awareness around this subject. You have to have awareness around this. You've got to feel comfortable with letting other people do projects or doing part of the business. You have to learn to let go. Let it go, let it go. You know the song, right? Okay, that's number 1. The second must do is you've got to get comfortable with delegating. You've got to be comfortable with delegating and giving it to other people. Now, if you're delegating, it means that you're delegating it to people, all right? You're delegating to others to help you and support you with the business, which means delegation comes with a team. Okay, if you're going to delegate, you need a team. So the second must do is you've got to start looking for a team that you can delegate to some of the work. Maybe it's 10% of the workload, or 20% of the workload, or 50% of the workload. Or maybe your game plan is, fuck it. I want to delegate 100% eventually of the workload. I want to create a money-making machine that adds tremendous value to the marketplace, regardless whether I'm in the business, out of the business, or lying on the beach in Thailand. Maybe that's the game plan, okay? So the second must do is you've got to build a team. Ellen, good to see you. You must build a team around you so that you can delegate. So that's the second must do. The third must do, and this is really important, the third must do, again, if you want to go from business operator to business owner, the third thing you must do is you need to learn to say no. You need to learn to say no. When you're hustling, when you're growing your business and opportunities show up, it is so easy to say yes, yes, yes to everything. Also, and I teach this, I always say to people, when opportunity shows up, you need to say yes because you want to train the universe that you are a person that attracts opportunities, looks at opportunities, and uses opportunities. But a smart man or a smart woman knows the rules, but a smart man, smart woman, right? A smart man or smart woman knows the rules. But a wise man or a wise woman knows that for every rule, there's an exception. And one of the key things that I see with so many business owners, they stretch themselves too thin. They say yes, 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 yes to everything, and they don't have the capacity. There is a book called The One Thing. And basically, the one thing that changes everything is basically your ability to focus, laser focus on one topic, one subject, one project, one industry, one niche, one service, one product, at least until you get to a place of mastery. Like, I get business plans. I'm very blessed. I've got so many people in my tribe, in my community, always sending me investment opportunities because I'm an investor, right? I'm a businessman. I buy companies. I invest in companies. Actually, I invest in people, to be honest. But you know, I buy multi-million pound businesses. And so a lot of people, you know, they hear me talk, they hear me speak, they connect to me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever it is, and they send me business opportunities. Oh, Arnon, we're looking for an investor in this, we're looking for an investor in that, we're looking to raise some capital in this, and there's this property, we're looking for someone to inject some capital in. Great, and I'm very grateful for those opportunities. But one of the key things that I found that really helps me as a business owner, as a leader, as an entrepreneur, is the power of saying no. Now, please understand this, my friends. No, the word no, no is actually a complete sentence. And I'm telling you, if you want to go to greatness, if you want to take your business, your money, your life to the next level, it's going to be based more on your ability to say no than on your ability to say yes. Because here's the thing, you can have a great opportunity that you said yes to, and the cash flow is coming in, and the business is going well. And then you say yes to an opportunity that you actually should have said no to, and that can take you backwards. It can hurt your cash flow, it can hurt your business, can hurt your time, can hurt your energy, it can hurt your progress. And that's why when I say the third must do, if you're going to go from business operator to business owner, you need to learn how to master saying no to opportunities as well. Because guess what? The more you focus on your niche or on your lane, on your superpowers, that's where success will happen. And listen, look at history. Look at the most successful people on the planet. I like to look at history. I like to look at what's in front of me. Go to the Forbes richest list in the world. Look at the top 5 richest people on the planet Earth, right? They all made their money predominantly in one industry to begin with. as they became wealthier and they created more income and they created insane amounts of wealth, then they started to do other things. Look at Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos, what business is he famous for? He built Amazon. Now, is he doing other things? Absolutely. But he made his money in one industry. Look at Elon Musk. Elon Musk killed it in PayPal. He went to PayPal. He focused on PayPal. He built PayPal up. He sold it for hundreds of millions. Killed it. Then he went and he built Tesla. And he focused on Tesla. And then he built a great team in Tesla. He delegated all the work. He shared the vision. He built great teams. Then he moved on to SpaceX. All I'm saying is, as you grow and as your wealth grows, you can start doing more projects. But if you're in the earlier phases, if you haven't hit 100 million yet, I'm going to encourage you to focus, focus, focus. And the way you do it is by saying no. Kindly, with a smile, but say no. And then the fourth thing I believe you must do if you're going to go from a business operator to a business owner is, and this is a big one, the fourth thing you must do is you need to have a vision of how you want to live your life. I've been hustling for years. I've been building businesses for years. And I'm in a place right now in my life where I actually want to enjoy the fruits of my labor. I've worked my ass off. People have asked me in the last few weeks, Arnon, how did you become a multimillionaire? How come you've got all this cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, and how did you get here? And I took a step back and I thought to myself, well, one of the ways I got here is that before COVID, right, before the pandemic, I almost never had a weekend off. I almost never had a weekend off. Every weekend I was teaching, I was training, I was helping others. I was working, I was adding value to the marketplace. I never really, I've never been a 9-to-5er. I've never been to a 9-to-5er because otherwise there would have been no food on my table. And for me, I never had a Saturday or a Sunday. Like, work is work, right? I'm growing my business, I'm working on my business, and I have to do whatever it takes. Okay? And so when people ask me the question, how did you get to where I'm at? I was like, I never had weekends. I never relaxed. I never chilled. And one of the things that I can tell you that's helped me, especially during these times, is, like I said, the fourth thing is to have a vision of the way you want life to look like. Because if you don't have that vision, you'll just get on this carousel, on this roller coaster ride of hustle, work, workaholic, business, financial freedom, income, wealth creation. But when do you rest? When do you enjoy it? When do you have fun? When do you say, fuck it? I just want to go on a tour, on a trip, on a holiday. And so one of the key things that I find that I think will help you all is to be inspired by the results that you get and how those results will impact the future life that you want to live. Okay? So let's go through those four things quickly. If you want to go from a business operator to a business owner, number one, do you guys remember? Yeah? Well, the first thing you guys need to do, guys, is you have to have awareness around that you potentially are the biggest bottleneck in the business. You are the blessing, but you are also the curse. Second thing, you need to delegate. You need to build a team. Okay? Very important. Third thing, you got to learn to say no to opportunities. Focus, right? Because that will allow you to build a business. And the fourth thing you got to do is have a vision of how you want your life to look like when you achieve X, Y, and Z income, passive income, whatever it is. So, a little bit over time today, but I hope you guys got some value. I hope you learned at least one thing that you can take out of this conversation and implement it in your life. So, next week, same time, same place. Looking forward to serving you. Until then, stay strong, stay in your power, and drop me some messages. Tell me how things are going. I'd love to hear from my tribe, from my community. Till then, See you guys soon. Thank you, Ellen. Ciao.